Two people have 1 million subscribers. One has influence, the other is forgotten. One has a movement, the other has an audience that barely remembers their name. One was building a following, and the other was building a page. One was focusing on virality, the other was focusing on relationship. One was focusing on views, the other was focusing on impact. One was serving themselves, the other was serving others. You see, not all subscribers are created equal. In this video, we're going to study these big YouTubers and see why they are switching from building a page to building a following.
Yeah. Oh boy. If I'm being honest, I have my days where I wonder how much longer I'm going to be on YouTube.
I'm just tired of the state of, I don't know, online, social media, YouTube, Christian YouTube. I don't even know.
What YouTube's algorithm is promoting and preferring now is shocking and negative content.
The algorithm wants reaction content, drama content, divisive content, and I don't want to make that content.
I am trying my best here to stay true to being a teacher of your word and staying true to the vision that you've given me. But it just doesn't seem like enough people on YouTube are even interested in that anymore.
I want to make genuine, organic, Bible teaching, Bible preaching content.
I feel like what you and all Christians need to grow spiritually more than anything is solid biblical truth and sound theology. I will be committed to that till the day I die.
I'm at a place where I'm just going to do it no matter what the algorithm wants.
Why are all these YouTubers changing their strategy? What have they figured out that we are yet to discover? The first thing is the difference between virality and relationship. There are a ton of things you can do to go viral. You can prank people, you can follow trends, you can react to other popular videos, you can talk about pop culture being what's popular in culture. And that's all fine and dandy if you want to go for virality, but sometimes when you chase a broad, wide audience, you sacrifice depth, you sacrifice relationship. Oftentimes, the more deep you go into a topic, the more helpful you get, the more in-depth you get on a topic, the less broadly appealing it is. For example, if I were to do a video on teaching beginners how to share the gospel, there are a lot more beginners in this world than there are intermediate or advanced. But if I wanted to go to the intricacies of what the gospel actually is, in-depth study, there's a potential that my views will drop off. I think this is a sort of a bell curve where the more shallow you are on a topic, the more broadly appealing. Then the more in-depth you go, the less broadly appealing you get. But I think it actually comes back the other way when you go super in depth on a topic, where you go so deep, like no one's ever gone this deep before, then you potentially go back to broadly appealing again because you are going so in depth on a topic that it's crazy. And so it's worthwhile for people to watch because it's like, wow, this guy spent a month researching this video. Cool, I'm going to watch that. Versus someone who's going to give me mid-depth type thing. The solution to this, I believe, is to learn the art of virality, know how to package videos to reach its maximum potential, but focus on going deep with your audience. Focus on the depth of relationship, not just width of broadly appealing. Now, here are 10 things you can do to deepen your relationship with your audience. The first is develop a likable personality. The more people like you, the more they'll follow. That's just one thing you can do. The next thing you can do is increase the time spent with you. If you go more in depth on a topic, if people spend more time with you, they will deepen that relationship with you. The third is be authentic, be vulnerable, be real. Share your origin story, share your struggles, share your journey. Don't pretend to be something you're not. You know, authenticity comes through and people can resonate with that. Focus on content that actually changes people's lives. Don't just give surface level knowledge. Try and actually impact the viewer. Try and transform their life. Give them knowledge that's actually going to change their lives. improve their lives, increase the quality of their life. Number 5, you can have a mission that's worthy to get behind. Don't just make content. Have a mission people can support you on. Number 6, interact with your audience. If you go live and you're talking to the audience, or if you respond to comments, you listen to the comments, or you're directly responding to people's questions, meet people in real life. That interaction is going to strengthen the level of relationship with your audience. Number 7, develop consistency. Be consistent. If you can be consistent, you will strengthen your relationship with your audience. Number 8, understand your audience needs. Know what they want, desire, care for, need to know. Focus on creating content that addresses their needs and solves their problems. If you answer a question I'm desperately seeking the answer for, my relationship with you, my level of connection to you is greater because you solve the problem in my life than someone who has not. And if you're creating videos, make it good content. Make it educational, super entertaining. Whatever your niche is, make it good. Good content is going to stand out. I will resonate with someone who's making great content. I'm like, wow, that's good. I'm going to follow this guy. I like the content. My last point is go wide and deep. Focus on virality, but focus on depth as well. Do both. Now we're going to go back to building a page versus building a following. One of the problems that we have to encounter as creators is that money is directly tied to views. Our income is directly tied to impact. We might want to make content that we're passionate about or that we think will transform the viewer, but if it doesn't get enough views, we could potentially not earn enough money. And so then you end up trying to create content for the sake of money. You start to do things you aren't passionate about. You start to create videos you don't care for. And that can be a downward spiral toward quitting entirely because you're not earning enough and you're not making content that you're passionate about. You're losing on two fronts. Now, it's really hard to stay focused as a creator when your money is directly tied to views. So, what are some solutions we can focus on so that money isn't an issue? The first is let your day job be your day job and let the gospel be the gospel. Don't try and make money from the gospel. Get your income from your day job, 9 to 5, and preach the gospel as your side hustle. I think that just creates a nice distinction for you so that whatever you do with content, whatever you do online is free from money. I think that's very healthy. The second thing you can do is sell a skill or a product that is not tied to the gospel. Sell a skill or a product that's completely random, like Paul made tents, nothing to do with the gospel. He made and sold tents. He could be as profitable as he wants with it. He could sell a tent for 10 times what he made it for, and he can preach the gospel on the side. If you can figure out a skill or a product that you can make, you're not trying to earn your money from the gospel. I think that is also a healthy place to be, so that you let the gospel be the gospel and you let your income be your income. That's what I'm currently doing in this season. I'm a real estate videographer in my daytime. I do video editing. I teach how YouTube strategy. So if you want to learn more about YouTube strategy, you can book a call with me. I have a 5-day challenge where I teach YouTube strategy. I'm specifically helping gospel creators, but I'm not teaching you the gospel. I'm teaching you how to go viral, how to understand YouTube, etc. like that. And so find a skill or product that you can sell that is not tied to the gospel. And that keeps your main thing the main thing, and it's very healthy. But if you are someone that wants to be full-time the gospel, full-time mission, full-time purpose, I think the solution for you is that whether you have abundance or whether you have little, that your mission comes first. And you're just going to have to accept the fact that your income might be like this. And if you're someone who is mission focused, you rely 100% on donations, for example, my advice to you is don't be afraid to ask. But you have to lead with mission. You have to be purpose driven first. What might that look like? If you're a full-time evangelist, don't be afraid to ask. Put out a video saying, I want to preach in Mexico for 30 days on the streets. That's my mission. but I can't do it without you. I need funds. If you want to help me do my mission, please donate. Otherwise, I will have to get a job and I can only preach the Gospels on the weekend, for example. You can see how that ask is mission first. And if people want to support, they can support. But if you lead with mission and purpose first, that's something that people can get behind. On the flip side, if you're not mission focused, you're not purpose driven, it's like, hey guys, I'm not going to be able to pay rent this week. Can somebody please help me pay rent? I need money. Nobody wants to give to you just because you're in need. They want to give because you have a mission that they want to get behind. That's just my advice from my humble opinion. I could be wrong on this matter. You can take that advice or leave it. The next thing that can sidetrack you from building a page versus building a following is that what is important is not always popular. If you believe, for example, that Bible teaching content is the most important thing in this world, that people reading the Bibles, solid Bible teaching is the number one thing that's going to transform people's lives. It might be the case. So what do you do when the content you're passionate about, the content you believe is going to transform people, isn't the most popular topic in the world? If you have that compounded by the fact that your income is tied by views, now there's pressure for you to forsake what you think is important to now teach or talk about what's popular. What do we do? Solution number one is that you can use what's popular to teach what's important. I think Ray Comfort does this really well, where he will start the video, street interviews, talking about something that's popular in culture right now, but he ultimately wants to share the gospel. And so you can use what's popular to share what's important. I think Ruslan does that as well. I think What Do You Meme does that. A lot of big YouTubers right now, they will use what's popular to teach what's important. Solution number two is be content that you might not get as many views as a pranking video or a dancing video or something like that. Just be content with the amount of views that you get. But know that the small amount of viewers that do watch your video, they are going to be deeply impacted and their lives are going to be transformed. So make your validation, impact, and transformation not views. Another distracting thing that takes us away from building a following toward building a page is that often the more niche that topic gets, the less broadly appealing and the less helpful it is to a larger amount of people. So what do? I think the solution for that is that we focus on broadly appealing topics and niche topics, that we help a large amount of people a little and a small amount of people a lot. I think if we did both of those things, you have a very healthy YouTube channel. Another mindset shift that can take us away from building an audience toward building a page is the idea of serving others versus serving yourself. If you are just trying to get views and or just trying to get money, then you will do whatever it takes to get views and money. Basically, you'll be exploiting other people's attention for your own gain. So you're just going to do whatever it takes to make someone look and see. Whether it's good for them, bad for them, it might lead you to crossing moral lines, etc., because you're focused on yourself. You'll be using others for your own personal gain on every level, from creation to the viewing experience. But if you truly focus on helping others, if you're truly focused on adding value to others, then that removes a lot of fear that you have when it comes to creating content. If you're in it for yourself, you can be filled with anxiety, fear, because what will others think of me? What will others say? You're constantly concerned about people's opinions about you, and you're going to say what's popular, not what's important. If you saw someone in a ditch, in a hole, and they needed help, if you were concerned about how you looked when you tried to help this person, you're going to make sure you set up the camera before you help them. You're going to make sure that you tell everyone, make sure that everyone's looking before you help them. You're going to make sure your hair's nice and good, your clothes look good, so that when you help this person, everything's just perfect. There's a lot of fear and anxiety and delay when you're trying to help someone in that way. Yes, in the end of the day, you help them. If you're just concerned about pulling them out of the hole. You're not so much concerned about what you look like when you do it. All you are concerned about is that you help this person get out the hole. Think about that when it comes to making content. If you truly want to serve others, then there's no fear in creating content, because I'm talking to you and I want to help you make your life better. And I believe in what I'm saying, so there's no fear in my delivery. That's what it should be when it comes to creating content. You really want to shift your mindset from serving yourself to serving others. I think the solution is know how virality works, know what goes viral, but your heart motive should be to serve others. Now, if you focused on building a page instead of building a following, what you end up conditioning your audience to do is you're conditioning them to be consumer and not an active part of your community. You're conditioning people to just sit there and gobble up your content versus developing trust, influence. You want your community to take action. You want to talk to them. You want them to talk to you. You want them to feel like they're part of something, not just mindlessly gobbling down content. Because the moment you stop creating content, the relationship ends. But if you've developed a relationship, whether you're creating content or not, the depth of it is still there. Another mindset that keeps you building a page versus building a following is thinking about short-term versus long-term. If you are just in it for the short-term and you're just making content to get views and get likes, you might get short-term spikes and short-term results. If you can't keep up what you're doing, then in 5 years' time, if nobody remembers you, what was the point in all of the content, all of the work that you did? I think we need to focus on creating transformative, awesome, valuable content and not worry about the results. Just focus on the delivery. And the other thing we can do is enjoy the process of creating content and transforming people's lives. We can focus on the inputs. The results will stack up over time and the impact will grow larger and larger over time. If we know that this video that we create, right, is going to transform people's lives, even if it only transforms 10 people's lives, that impact, that transformation will compound over time. And yeah, we might not have a viral 1 million views right now, but that long-term impact is what we're after. In order to think more long-term, we shouldn't say, I want 1,000 subscribers in 3 months. That's the wrong goal to have. Really, we should say, I'm going to put out a video every week for 3 months. And whether I have 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers, the results aren't what I'm after. Impact transformation. I'm hoping that, hey, if I can transform 1,000 people by that time, awesome. Long-term focus is focusing on the lead indicators, what you can control, versus the uncontrollables, which are the outputs or the results. The last problem that distracts people from building a page versus building a following is mission versus algorithm. What do I mean by that? So if we summarize this whole video, everything that I've been talking about, the person who's building a following, his mission isn't the algorithm follows his mission. So this person's more concerned, what do people need to hear? What can I say? What can I do? What can I do that where if somebody's struggling, what can I do to help that person? My mission is to help someone, and then the algorithm is going to help you help someone. And so we want to be mission focused, not algorithm focused. We mustn't ask, what does the algorithm want? We need to ask, what do people need to hear? What do people want that I can help them with? And that is how you build a following and not just a page. I have a quiz that you can fill out where you can either analyze your own channel or your favorite content creator's channel to analyze the deep relationship score with their audience. I hope you enjoyed this. You can book a coaching call with me if you want, in links in the description. You can check out my 5-day AI Viral Creator Challenge. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.